Hello and welcome to a new, what do we want to call this? We got a new game we're checking out. It's called Dreamscaper. Joining me is Aaron Capo.
Hello.
So, I understand you have not played this game. I have started a file on Steam, but I have been playing it on Switch. I picked this up last week, I want to say, while I was on vacation, so it was perfect. It was like a perfect Switch game. I do like the art style of this, and I like the music. It's for any fan of Hades, I would say definitely this is worth looking into. So you play this character, and you sort of exist in the real world. And as far as I can tell, she has moved to a big city, and the story kind of unfolds slowly through conversations that you have with people around the town. And so you can see this is the town. And you can go around to different locations, and it'll tell you different characters that are there. And I only have a few locations unlocked at this point in the save file. In my other save file, there are more locations that I can go to, and so it kind of continues to expand, and there are just more people that you can talk to. Oops. It is not letting me pull up the other menu, because there is also another menu that you can pull up where you can customize your loadout, which is different from Hades. In Hades, you can you pick whatever weapon you want to start with, and then you just you go and you do some combat, and then you pick up all your upgrades and additional items within the run that you make. In this game, as you sort of play and find more items and unlock them, you can sort of customize your loadout before you head in. So if you want to use a different weapon, or a different melee weapon and a different ranged weapon, and different lucid abilities is what they call them in this game, you can do that before you head in. And as you unlock more and you use more, you sort of upgrade them through, you unlock kind of a special bonus ability that sort of tacked onto it. It's kind of like a mastery, I think is what they call it, as you use them. So I find it fun to just kind of swap items in and out as I go. But I think it's on random by default, and you can leave it on random if you want. We'll just jump in. I will say,
I really like this art style.
Yeah, the art style is great, and I'll say the load times are significantly faster on PC as compared to the Switch, but that's to be expected.
Oh yeah.
But be on the lookout for these little shiny things, because they're little memories. So that's part of it. The story is it seems to me that all these locations in the Dreamscape are places from her small hometown that she's been to, and so you get a little dialogue there at the bottom every time she sort of encounters something new. But you can see in the top right there, I have all the different rooms I can go into, and I can open that up, and once I start unlocking them or clearing them out, I can kind of fast travel back and forth between them.
Oh,
so I'm gonna
little binding of Isaac type of thing.
Yeah, and then, so this is my first upgrade, so you can find some stuff. The question mark rooms are item drops, basically, that you'll get. And so I'm going to swap out this dodge mechanic, and then once you do that, you can take the old one, and if you hold, you can recycle it, and you can see I just got some more sand there at the bottom, which is sort of the kind of I don't know, Dreams, Sandman, it's that kind of currency that you're getting, and you can use that currency to buy upgrades. Oh, this is a new attack that I didn't have unlocked already.
I like the look of this combat, I have to say. It looks very satisfying.
Yeah, and so you see when she flashes, which happens when you roll as well, if you like time your button presses right, you sort of get like bonus damage, and it sort of chains into like a combo. So you do want to like, you don't want to button mash necessarily. You want to be sort of timing your button presses a little bit more strategically.
Little bow and arrow.
Yeah. So that other ability I used, which you can see in the upper left, it looks kind of, it's the orange thing that has my hand on it. That is a Lucid ability, and you can see I have 2 slots there, so I can get another one. And I did just pick up a bomb, and so if you see these little structures here, if I place a bomb, I can blow them up and I'll get some resources out of it.
Am I correct in assuming this is going to be like you wander around until you find the boss, and then you go to like the next floor and you get as far as you can get until you die? Is it like that in Hades?
Yes, exactly. So you can sort of you can go back through all these rooms, but like once you get to the boss level and you fight the boss, you can't come back to this particular level. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that.
This is just like, I mean, it's a lot of games do this mechanic, but the one that comes to mind immediately is Enter the Gungeon.
How is Enter the Gungeon? I have not played that game.
I love that game. That's a game, speaking of this one, which you've bought on Switch and PC, I've bought Enter the Gungeon on like 3 different platforms, because it's just a great game to jump into and do a run in, and it's different every time because you're always getting different guns. Very fun. I love the art style. Everything about it is great. And they supported it forever, so it's got like a ton of content. But for like, even actually, I think that they stopped supporting it now. But there's so much content in that game; it's crazy.
So you can see it said I had no more Lucid. So that's that. The red bar in the upper left is my health, and the bar underneath that is my Lucid. Which every time I fire an arrow, it goes down. Or if I use my shield to block incoming attacks, it'll go down. I just found an idea, which I think are things that I can unlock in the, once I'm in the waking world, I think is how they refer to it.
What's going on with that frozen pocket watch that's by your health?
So that is kind of the ultimate ability, and you can probably hear on my microphone, there's just like insanity happening outside my apartment. There's all kinds of fire trucks and ambulances going around. I'm gonna leave this health here until I get to the very end, so I see if I end up needing that, or if I don't, I can just recycle it and take the sand. But yeah, so the pocket watch up there is my ultimate ability, and it's a like freeze mechanic that will allow me to like slow down time for like, I don't know, it's like 10 seconds or something like that, which allows me to get in a lot of attacks. I do have a key, so I'm gonna unlock this door here and go into the special room, and you can kind of see there's like little ghosts that like fade away, so you can tell this is like some sort of place that this character's been to before. And you'll get little memories of like where she's been before. So I swapped out my ranged weapon, and you can see your inventory. You can pull that up and see what they do. One mistake I made a lot, like in the early going, was just not really using my Lucid attacks very much, but they're like really powerful. And eventually, what you do through like character interactions is you, I don't remember if it's like Hades. I don't think Hades has it quite like that. But you, through conversation, you build up a relationship with each of the characters around town, and you can give them gifts, and it's sort of a little like, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game, but is Stardew Valley a game where you like meet characters and you learn their likes and dislikes, and then you can like get different gifts to give them. Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yeah, Stardew Valley does that. Although I have never been able to get them to tell me what they want. I always just use the wiki to figure out what they want.
I'm sure you could do that in this game as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can craft things, and you are constantly getting like more recipes. I'm just gonna take the glass so I can unlock more stuff in the waking world. But you can craft items, and based on what you know about the different characters, you can give them to them, and that will boost your relationship with them. And in doing that, you see it down at the bottom, it says chosen influence. I don't have one right now because in this save file, I'm not far enough along with like meeting different people around town, but they will give you some sort of boost. And so like one of them was like speed, like movement speed and attack speed, and I was like, ooh, that sounds really valuable. So I've been like trying to work on building my relationship up with that particular person. And so there are others that are like tied to defense, and others that are tied to like better lucid attacks, or like more lucid and like regeneration of lucid and things like that. You can also see there on the astral blow, the lucid attack I'm highlighted, there's like the mastery that I was kind of referring to before. So as you use these, you build up mastery for them. So I enjoy kind of just like swapping them out and trying different things and trying to build up mastery, because another part of the game is you get these sort of I think maybe it calls them desires that you can check in the journal, that like as you build up mastery, like one of the desires she has is to like master 3 different weapons or whatever. And so if you do that, if you swap out your weapons and master 3 of them, you'll get like more resources that you can spend on things. And we'll get to that, what you can spend your currencies on in the waking world that are sort of have a lasting impact. So that's like, this is the first boss, and it's a fairly easy boss, but I've also played this a bunch of times, so like I kind of know the mechanics of it pretty well. But a thing that I feel like I need in a roguelike is some sort of sense of progression that carries over from run to run in order to really get me addicted to it. If a game doesn't do that, I am very likely to get frustrated and just kind of move on after a while. But if it like is like Hades, where each run feels like it matters because it like progressed you in some sort of way, there's like something really addicting about that to me. And that's why I got really into Hades, where a lot of other roguelikes have just not done a lot for me. And this game really has that, where in between runs you're not only building up your relationships. Good lord, he is moving real quick. What?
It's too tricky for you. He's figured out your game. Oh, nope, not.
So I'm gonna use my time slowdown mechanic here to get in a bunch of attacks.
You always have that scarf?
Yes. I don't know if they're like alternate outfits that you can get. Whoops, I missed. I'm gonna blow myself up is what I'm gonna do.
Close.
The next bomb will probably knock him out. Whew. You get a little slowdown of time when you like perfectly dodge something, which I like. I feel like that's pretty satisfying. Oh, yep. The bomb took him out.
How many levels are, or like, I guess how many bosses are
You'll
there?
see here in a second, once we move to the next floor, it'll give me like a little, like recap and tell me like where I'm going and what else I need to do. So let's descend. So you can see here I got one, two,
Oh,
three, four, five, 6 different floors.
wow. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good amount. And I do find it challenging. But there is, much like in Hades, where there's like I think it's called God mode or something like that.
Yes, that was so helpful. I turned that on way too late, and it just like instantly made the game much easier. Not easier, but like it added even more to the sense of progression because I knew every time I played it would get a little bit easier.
Yeah, so there's a mode in this called Lucid Mode, which I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in the different menu that I have not unlocked yet. Maybe I'm still too early. Maybe I should just die so we can go back to the hub world and I can show you some stuff.
If you stand in that red, will you? Oh my god.
Oh no! What's hurting me? Okay. So you wake up.
Oh. Can you interact with that computer?
I think at some point there's like a journal or something over here that you can interact with.
Oh.
So you can craft items. I only have one so far, but there's like a whole bunch of them that you can get. I've already crafted one thing that I will give to somebody, but you can see there's now suddenly all kinds of points of interest for me to go check out. And one of them is this. So this is the sketchbook. Gives you, I think these are different things that can be found within the dream world. They're like different weapons or abilities, and so as you go through these, you can start finding some of these items in the dreamscape, which is pretty cool. So you're getting more of those, and this park has a little bench that you can go to where you can add like each rank of this grants more total health, this grants more total lucid, this makes your recharge rate faster. So there's like all kinds of different things you can get. So this is very kind of Hades like in that you're sort of unlocking like permanent upgrades as you go, which is something I really like. I'll do that. Eventually I'll be able to talk to all of these people. Right now I think I'm too early on in this save file. I have talked to that person. I will give her a gift because I did craft something that I know from my previous save file that she likes, even though I have not unlocked that information just yet. So you can see these are other things that you can unlock within the dreamscape. So you can get like different puzzle rooms that give you different upgrades. And when I get to 200 here, like more things that I can add will pop in. Let's see. I'm gonna unlock the puzzle room. Okay, so I'm gonna give her a gift. And that's gonna... hopefully, yeah, there we go. We boosted up our relationship. And you get some dialogue here that I will speed through a little bit, but you can read it if you want to.
Pardon? Seems like a very emotionally charged game.
It is. If you noticed, the name of the first boss was, I think, Fear.
Fear.
And all the bosses are like some sort of emotion like that you're sort of defeating as you go through the dreamscape. I hadn't thought of it until you mentioned it, that it was like that one, what is that series that's going to have a new game coming up?
Life is Strange.
Yeah, I hadn't actually considered before you mentioned it that this is sort of kind of like that a little bit. I have not played those games, but
An emotional journey.
yeah. I don't know. That was a thing that turned me off from those games, to be honest. I don't really want to go on an emotional journey. But the combat in this game is fun. It's maybe not as fast and fluid as Hades, but it's pretty good. And so yeah, now we've unlocked one of those influences that I was talking about. So I can go ahead and equip that. And now we can actually customize our loadout. So I haven't met the rest of these people just yet. But so you can see here the different weapons I've unlocked so far. And if I want to work on mastery for each of these, I can just like pick one and stick with it for a while. I'm gonna pick this one. And I can pick a ranged weapon as well. And you can pick different... There's one dodge roll that seems like significantly better than all the rest, in my opinion, that I don't have just yet. It's one where you like slide forward and you leave like a trail of fire behind you that like damages enemies. Ooh. And like far and away that one is like, maybe I just haven't unlocked all of them yet, but on my previous playthrough I unlocked that one. I was like, I don't see why I need any other ones, but we'll leave it on that for now. So yeah, you can see I've got a to-do list, and as I grab these, I'm gaining resources that I can then use to buy more permanent upgrades. So you kind of do want to like go through this list and see like what things you can be working on. Like isolation, I think, is the second boss of the second area that we were in that I purposely died. But yeah, if I defeat them, then that'll complete something, and if I master an item, that'll give me some more resources. And you can see in here I have access to all of these, and I'm slowly sort of adding more info about these characters to the bio. And those memories that I was finding in the Dreamscape show up in here as well. But yeah, I feel like every time, it's not like Hades, where I feel like in Hades, when I go back to like the hub world, there's some times where there's just like nothing really new in there. And so I'll just have to like go back in for another run, and then maybe I'll get like some more dialogue or like something else that I can upgrade as like a permanent upgrade. But in this game, I feel like it's literally every time there's like another conversation to be had. There's like something else unlocking. Maybe it's just because I'm still so early on. But even in my other playthrough, I've always had like some character to talk to, or like something else unlocking for me, or made some sort of meaningful progress in terms of like the permanent upgrades. So I don't know, I'm really enjoying this game, and I highly recommend it, especially to anyone who liked Hades. The game has made me kind of want to go back into Hades. Oh, my dream journal. Oh yeah. So what do you think? What are you thinking of this game?
I'm into it. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. It has that like it is like kind of like a mixture of Hades and Enter the Gungeon as far as its mechanics, and it does seem incredibly deep. I like being able to customize and have permanent progression. Yeah, it's something So are you playing it with a controller? I am
playing it with a controller. Actually, there's a like title screen at the very beginning, the first time you launch the game, that's like, we recommend using a controller. I think you can probably play a mouse and keyboard, but you're probably better off using a controller.
It looks great. I am into this.
Yeah, I have gotten kind of addicted to it, and I'm not very good at it just yet. Like I've not made it super far into the Dreamscape. Like I have beaten the first 2 bosses, and I don't think I've made it past the 3rd boss just yet, so I'm still relatively early on, but I'm really liking the sense of progression that you get with this game, so I think I'm gonna stick with it for a while.
Yeah, I'm interested in this.
But anyway, I think that's gonna do it. Maybe we'll circle back to this game at some point in the future. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Smash that like
Smash
button.
the like button and hit subscribe if you enjoyed the video.